So let me get this straight. Republicans just shut down Congress for Trump. They voted no to opening the Epstein files, and now they've literally closed the doors. And just when you're starting to ask questions, Trump drops the MLK files like a distraction. Are we really that easy to fool, or is that what he thinks of us? Black Americans are reacting, and it's not quiet. Watch the reactions and tell me what you think in the comments.
Well, it's official. Republicans in Congress are now officially part of the Epstein cover-up. Republicans on the Rules Committee in the House of Representatives voted not to release the Trump Epstein pedophiles. Is anyone surprised? Well, you shouldn't be. You know that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedo. And of course, Donald Trump. I mean, you've seen the pictures of Trump with underage girls. You've heard the stories. Trump is what he is. We all know it. Trump knows it. Trump knows that he's in those files. Republicans know that he's in those files, which is why they are doing everything to prevent those files from coming out. Do you want the Epstein files released? Hey, MAGA, is this what you voted for? I thought you voted...
The reason that people love Donald Trump despite everything that you guys say about him, and the reason that the Democratic Party is currently sitting at a 19% approval rating is simple. It's because Trump makes us feel like he loves America. There are no gimmicks with Donald Trump. He is loud, he is unapologetic, and he tells everyone exactly what he thinks all the time. And people may not agree with everything he says, but there is this sense that he is fighting for us, that he is standing up for America, even when things get tough. On the other hand, when we look at the left right now, when we listen to what they're saying and we watch the actions that they are doing, it literally feels like they hate America. Like they are constantly tearing down everything that it means to be an American. They are so laser focused on everything that is wrong with America. Like they are talking about everything, but it feels as if they don't even like this country in the first place. So my question to you is, why should any American vote for that? Why should any American vote for somebody that seems like they hate the country that we love? So here is my challenge for the left. If you want to start winning elections again, you need to start focusing on what is going right with this country instead of always dragging us down and focusing on what is wrong. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be focused on fixing things that need correcting, but the problem is that the Democrats are so focused on that, and yet they don't do any correcting when the time comes. Democratic Party just had control of the presidency, of the House, and of the Senate, and yet in the last 4 years, they have done nothing but make problems here and abroad exponentially worse. So it's not that people don't care about what's going wrong with this country, it's that they don't care about hearing it from you, because you guys are Debbie Downers and nothing else. So show us that you love America too. Start focusing on values that unite us as a country and stop speaking to everybody with this resentment and start speaking to people with respect. At the end of the day, we just want to feel like you are fighting for us and not against us. If you truly care about the future, stop tearing down and focusing on the past and start building the country that you think that we can be proud of. Like, I'm trying to help you here, you guys. I know it seems like I'm coming down on you guys a lot, but I am truly coming from a place of trying to help your party. You have got to start focusing on what America values. It is as simple as that. The first step to doing that is showing love for America again and showing people how proud you are to live in this country and to exist in the freedoms that we have. And I hope that you guys are truly listening to what I am saying right now, because if in the future we end up with an actual uniparty government, if we end up with one party to vote for in the elections, it's not going to be Trump's fault. It's going to be yours. Trump is not the one that is wiping the Democratic Party off the map. He is not the reason that you guys are at a 19% approval rating. The reason you guys are that low in ratings is because you only care about how much you hate Trump. So start finding some positive things to focus on. Otherwise, get the heck out of the way and let some new people come into your party that can actually do that.
I've been dreading making this video because I know I'm gonna get hate comments, especially from the left, and nobody likes hate comments online. I used to proudly call myself a liberal. I still believe in equality, healthcare access, LGBTQ+ rights, definitely science and social programs. But I've grown really tired of the performance, the fear-mongering, and the refusal to have real conversations. I don't want to be here to scream or cancel or shame somebody into agreeing with me. I believe that we need to listen to each other even when we disagree, because change doesn't happen in an echo chamber. I'm not switching sides. I'd say I'm stepping out of the label. I'm an independent, logic-based thinker who's done letting political parties define my humanity. I'm still progressive, but I care more about the truth than tribalism. You can fight for justice without losing your critical thinking. If you want to argue, go talk to somebody else. But if you're ready to listen, then I'm all ears. Not everything needs to be red versus blue. Like, for example, here's some things that I know we can agree on. Our healthcare is broken. You shouldn't go bankrupt just because you got sick in red or blue states. Big corporations, for example, have too much power. They lobby both parties, and working people end up paying the price. Veterans and the elderly deserve better care, period. No excuses. Mental health matters. It's not woke to want trauma support, for example, especially for kids and veterans. The middle class is being squeezed by inflation, housing costs, and endless debt, which is just not sustainable. We need civil liberties. Your right to speak, worship, protest, own property, and make personal choices. I think another thing that we could agree on is that we both need to protect democracy, which means fair elections, checks and balances, and yes, accountability for every party. And this is the one that's going to piss you liberals and you Democrats and anybody on the left off. Nobody should be hated for how they voted. Basically, what I mean by that is no one should be sliced for asking questions. I'm not here to hate conservatives. I'm definitely not fucking here to blindly follow liberals. I'm here because I want to bridge the gap and speak truth and hopefully make this country less divided and a hell of a lot smarter. And if that makes me hard to categorize, then good. I just don't want to associate myself with a party that is screaming into the void. I don't want to associate myself with a party who doesn't understand that productive conversations mean something. If you guys really wanted change, you wouldn't be sitting here calling every fucking conservative uneducated idiots. Conservatives are capable of having conversations, and for everybody on the left to accuse them of just being incapable of that, you're not making any changes. You're not going to have productive conversations. All you're going to do is push people more to not understanding your points. If you're trying to come at somebody with something that you know is a fact, don't insult them about it. You say it's hard to have conversations with conservatives, but it's the way that you approach them. And it's associated with the left now. The left is just like these angry fucking people who can't have conversations as far as the conservatives are concerned. I'm not switching parties, but I sure as fuck don't want to be associated with the left anymore. I want to be able to make real change and have real conversations, and I'm not going to get that done by calling myself a liberal.
Huge breaking news just in now. President Trump, along with the help of Tulsi Gabbard and the DOJ, have just released 200,000 plus documents and files related to the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. So these 200,000 pages of documents and records from the assassination were sealed since 1977 until now. And King's family was notified and received these records back in January and approved their release to the public. Now, King's family also, throughout the years, have speculated that James Earl Ray, the one held accountable for this assassination, was not working alone, and have speculated that he was either working with the government or the mafia or both. So obviously 200,000 plus pages of records and documents is a lot to sift through, but hopefully we get some information as to what really happened with the assassination, right? Was James Earl Ray the only one that needs to be held accountable? Or was he working with the government, who definitely did not like MLK Jr., right? They went after him with the media, with persecutions, the whole 9 yards, right? So hopefully we uncover some information and evidence as to who really ran this assassination. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'll have more information for you soon, some updates hopefully, and be sure to share the story.
Breaking distraction of the day, Trump released the MLK files. Yeah. As some of you may or may not know, the family has fought against the release of these files, And unfortunately, that doesn't matter to someone like Trump. So his 2 children that are still living were given the update that it was going to happen, but they had no choice in the matter. I can't believe I have to state this, but I will be stating this. If you read these, if it contextualizes in a way that somehow comes across your feed, please remember that this is the lens that this was perceived by. I want you to remember that every single human rights movement in the United States has been penalized and demonized for trying to fight for human rights, and the FBI was against these people. So just keep that in mind. I also want you to remember that protesting is not peaceful. There are many forms of protest. And some of the most important forms of protests are not peaceful. And what we're going to see is going to be a vilification of what he had to do to reach such an important point and pivotal moment in our history. A lot of white liberals who have never enacted change in their literal life will even see a vilified version of him from this. There are over 200,000 pages that were released regarding his assassination. No one on here is going to read all those, and I can promise you that. Do not let the propaganda that's going to come out around this distract you or fool you from A, his legacy, B, civil rights, and C, what the focus of now is.